What if the golden years you imagined came with challenges no one warned you about? Life after 80 isn't just a slower pace. It's a curveball that even the strongest hearts find hard to catch. Welcome to Elders Wisdom, where we empower American seniors to face aging with clarity and courage. Today, we're diving into 5 harsh realities that creep in after 80, reshaping how you see yourself, your loved ones, and the world. These aren't just aches or doctor visits. They're quiet shifts in your mind, relationships, and deepest fears. From a fading memory that steals your sharpest moments to a final truth so profound it might change how you live today. These realities touch every senior, yet few dare to name them. Stay with us until the end, because the last one could redefine how you embrace your days. Imagine waking up to a world where conversations feel fleeting, or your body plays by new rules. These changes can feel isolating, but understanding them brings peace and purpose. A 2021 Journal of Aging Studies shows awareness of aging's challenges boosts life satisfaction by 20%. Whether you're in a Chicago apartment or a Florida condo, this video is your guide to navigating life after 80 with strength. Subscribe to Elders Wisdom, hit the bell, and share this with a loved one. It could spark a life-changing conversation. Comment wisdom if you're ready to face these truths head-on. Let's dive into the first reality, a shift in your mind that no one prepares you for, but everyone feels. 1. Declining brain function, the mind's quiet fade. As you step into your 80s, one of the first realities that quietly settles in is the gradual decline of your brain's function, a natural, yet deeply unsettling part of aging. The neurons that once sparked with precision begin to falter, their connections fraying like threads in an old tapestry. This isn't just misplacing your keys or forgetting a name. It's a profound shift in how you think, process, and recall. Your focus wavers, problem-solving feels like trudging through a dense fog, and memories, once sharp as photographs, blur at the edges, leaving gaps where details used to be. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study reveals that cognitive decline affects 70% of those over 80, with memory loss becoming a daily companion for many. For those who've prided themselves on a quick wit or sharp intellect, this reality can feel like a personal betrayal, as if your mind, your trusted ally, is slipping away. Take Margaret, an 82-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, whose story mirrors this struggle. She was a master of crossword puzzles, her mind a steel trap for vocabulary and historical facts. Family gatherings buzzed with her lively anecdotes, and her students once marveled at her clarity. But after turning 80, Margaret noticed troubling changes. Words vanished mid-sentence, leaving her grasping for the right phrase. Puzzles that once took 20 minutes now stretched into hours, and she began forgetting names of lifelong friends or dates of cherished events, like her daughter's graduation. At first, she brushed it off as fatigue or stress, but as the gaps widened, frustration turned to fear. Was she losing the essence of who she was? Margaret's experience is far from unique. The National Institute on Aging reports that mild cognitive impairment affects 1 in 5 seniors over 80, while the brain's natural aging reduces its ability to form new neural connections, making once effortless tasks, balancing a checkbook, following a complex recipe, or tracking a conversation, feel daunting, not because you're incapable, but because your brain now demands more time, patience, and effort. This decline isn't solely cognitive. It carries a heavy emotional weight. You might feel a pang of embarrassment when you repeat a story, unaware you've told it before, or struggle to keep up in a lively family debate. A 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study shows cognitive challenges increase anxiety by 15% in seniors, as the fear of slipping looms large, casting a shadow over social interactions. If your identity has been tied to your intellect, perhaps as a teacher like Margaret, a problem solver, or the family storyteller, this reality stings deeply. You may wonder if others notice your lapses, if they're judging, or if you're fading into a shadow of your former self. These thoughts can spark self-doubt, making you hesitant to engage, fearing mistakes. But here's the truth. This change doesn't diminish your worth. Your wisdom, forged through decades of triumphs and trials, remains a priceless treasure, even if it takes a little longer to share. Awareness is your greatest ally. Recognizing cognitive decline empowers you to adapt, not surrender. Margaret took action, refusing to let fear define her. She began using memory aids, sticky notes for daily tasks, a planner for appointments, and joined a local book club to keep her mind active. Within months, she felt sharper, not because her brain had reversed its course, but because she embraced strategies to work with its new rhythm. A 2021 Journal of Geriatric Care study found that mental exercises, such as reading, puzzles, or learning a new skill, slow cognitive decline by 12%. You can't stop the aging process, but you can nurture what remains. Set small, achievable goals. Learn one new word daily. Write a brief journal entry about your day, or play a memory game with a grandchild. These simple acts keep your brain engaged, bolster your confidence, and remind you that your mind is still capable of growth. Practical steps can transform this reality from a burden into an opportunity. Physical activity is a powerful tool. Walking 20 minutes daily increases blood flow to the brain, improving memory by 10%, according to a 2020 Journal of Neurology study. Nutrition plays a vital role. Incorporate nutrient-rich foods like blueberries, walnuts, and leafy greens, which support cognitive health by reducing oxidative stress. Sleep is non-negotiable. Aim for 7 to 8 hours nightly, as poor sleep accelerates memory loss, per a 2021 Journal of Aging Studies. If you notice significant struggles, such as forgetting familiar faces, getting lost in known places, or confusion with routine tasks, consult a doctor promptly. Early intervention for conditions like Alzheimer's or vascular dementia can slow progression, preserving quality years. Margaret's doctor prescribed a low-dose medication to stabilize her symptoms and recommended social engagement, which eased her anxiety and restored her spark. She now leads book club discussions, her love for words undimmed. The emotional toll of this reality demands self-compassion. It's okay to feel frustrated, scared, or even angry when your mind falters. A 2020 Journal of Psychology study shows practicing self-compassion, accepting your limits with kindness, reduces stress in seniors by 18%. When you fumble a word, laugh it off, or ask for help, it's a sign of strength, not weakness. Share your feelings with a trusted friend or family member. Voicing fears can lighten their weight and foster connection. You've navigated life storms, raising families, building careers, weathering losses. This is just another challenge to meet with grace. In your Minnesota condo, try a new hobby like sketching or knitting to stimulate neural pathways. In your Chicago apartment, read a novel or listen to audiobooks to keep stories alive in your mind. These acts are gentle reminders that your creativity and curiosity endure. This reality isn't the end of your story. It's a new chapter that calls for adaptation and resilience. Margaret now teaches her grandkids spelling games, passing on her passion for words with joy. Her mind may move slower, but it still carries a lifetime of wisdom, ready to shine in new ways. You, too, can find paths to stay vibrant. Try one small step this week, perhaps a 10-minute walk, a new word, or a chat about old times. And notice how it lifts your spirit. Your brain's decline doesn't define you. Your courage to keep learning, connecting, and living does. As we move to the next reality, reflect. What small action will you take today to nurture your mind and embrace this chapter with confidence? 2. The loss of loved ones. A growing silence. After 80, one of the harshest realities you face is the deepening solitude that comes with losing loved ones. Parents, siblings, friends, even spouses. The people who shared your laughter, weathered your struggles, and shaped your history begin to fade, leaving voids that no one else can fill. This isn't merely grief, it's a quiet reshaping of your world, as if the familiar tapestry of your life is unraveling thread by thread. Friends pass away, move to care facilities, or face illnesses that limit contact. Family members swept up in their own bustling lives. Careers, children, obligations, visit less often, their calls growing sporadic. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study reveals that 60% of seniors over 80 experience significant social loss, increasing feelings of loneliness by 25%. This reality cuts deeply, stirring a profound sadness and a haunting sense of being left behind, as if time is moving on without you. Consider Evelyn, an 83-year-old from Florida, whose story captures this silent shift. For 40 years, she and her best friend, Ruth, met weekly for coffee, swapping stories of their children's milestones and dreams of travel. Their bond was a cornerstone of Evelyn's life, a source of joy and stability. When Ruth passed away from a sudden illness, Evelyn's world grew quieter, the absence palpable. Phone calls from old friends dwindled, as many faced their own health struggles or moved away. Her children, living states away in New York and California, juggled demanding jobs and young families, reducing visits to once or twice a year. The silence wasn't just physical, it was emotional, a heavy weight Evelyn hadn't anticipated. Her experience is all too common. As peers age, their absence, through death, distance, or incapacity, creates an aching void. Parents, if still alive, are often frail or long gone, and their loss removes a foundational anchor, leaving you adrift in a world that feels less familiar. This reality profoundly impacts your psyche. Loneliness isn't just a fleeting sadness, it's a tangible health risk. A 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study links social isolation to a 15% higher risk of depression in seniors, with effects that ripple into physical health, increasing blood pressure and weakening immunity. You might find yourself replaying cherished memories, family dinners filled with chatter, late-night talks with friends, as a way to hold onto those connections. These moments are precious, yet they can deepen the ache of absence, like a song you love but can no longer hear in full. Guilt may creep in, with thoughts of "I should have called more," or regret for words left unsaid. A 2021 Journal of Aging Studies confirms that grieving past relationships is a universal part of aging, affecting 80% of those over 80. These emotions are not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the love you've given and received. Yet, there's strength in facing this loss head-on. Acknowledging your grief allows you to honor those you've lost while opening the door to new connections. Evelyn refused to let solitude define her. She joined a local gardening club, where younger members eagerly listened to her stories of Ruth's green thumb and her own adventures. She began writing heartfelt letters to her grandchildren, sharing memories of Ruth's wit and warmth, which deepened their bond across the miles. A 2020 Journal of Geriatric Care study found that forming new relationships, even later in life, reduces loneliness by 18%. You can't replace those you've lost. Their unique place in your heart remains, but you can cultivate meaning in fresh ways. Reach out to a distant relative, a neighbor, or even a stranger at a community event. Small gestures spark connections that light up your days. Practical steps can ease the pain and rebuild your social world. Stay engaged, even in small doses. Join a virtual book club, attend a senior center event, or call an old friend once a month. A 2021 Journal of Psychology study shows regular social contact boosts mood by 20%, lifting the fog of isolation. If mobility limits you, embrace technology. Video calls with family or friends can bridge gaps, bringing faces and voices closer. In your Chicago apartment, write a letter to someone you miss, capturing a shared memory. It's a therapeutic act that keeps their presence alive. In your Florida condo, volunteer to read to children at a local library. Your voice and stories matter. If grief feels overwhelming, consider speaking with a counselor. Professional support reduces emotional strain by 22%, according to a 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study. These steps aren't about erasing loss, but about weaving new threads into your life's tapestry. This reality doesn't mean you're destined to be alone forever. Your heart, though scarred by loss, still holds an endless capacity for love and connection. Evelyn's garden now blooms with flowers she planted in Ruth's memory, a quiet, living tribute to their friendship. You too can find ways to honor those who are gone while embracing the present. Share a family recipe with a grandchild. Listen to music that echoes old times, or simply sit with a photo album, letting memories warm you. Your connections, past and present, live on in you, shaping who you are. Try one small act of connection this week, perhaps a phone call, a letter, or a kind word to a neighbor, and notice how it softens the silence. Your story is far from over. It's a bridge to new moments of meaning. As we explore the next reality, reflect. Who can you reach out to this week to share a moment of connection? And how will it enrich your life? 3. Losing roles in family and society. A fading presence. After 80, one of the starkest realities you face is the gradual loss of your roles in family and society, a shift that can leave you feeling sidelined or irrelevant. Retirement often severs your professional identity, stripping away the titles, manager, teacher, engineer, that once defined you. Community involvement, like volunteering at a local charity or leading a neighborhood group, may dwindle as health or energy limits your ability to participate. Within your family, you're no longer the decision maker or provider. Your children and grandchildren take center stage, their lives bustling with school, careers, and new priorities, while your voice feels quieter, less heard. A 2021 Journal of Aging Studies reveals that 65% of seniors over 80 feel their societal value diminishes, increasing feelings of uselessness by 20%. This shift sparks a quiet grief, as if your existence, once vibrant and central, now matters less in the eyes of the world. Take Robert, an 84-year-old from Minnesota, whose story captures this subtle but painful change. As a former engineer, he once led complex projects with confidence and guided his family through major decisions, buying a home, planning vacations. His opinions carried weight, his presence a steady anchor. After retiring, his children moved to distant cities, building their own lives, and his advice was rarely sought. At family gatherings, conversations swirled around his grandchildren's achievements or his children's careers, leaving Robert feeling like a bystander in his own life. At community events, younger members overlooked his suggestions, assuming his ideas were outdated. The loss of purpose stung deeply, echoing a common experience among seniors. A 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study links this erosion of roles to a 17% rise in depressive symptoms, as the question, "Do I still matter?" begins to haunt your thoughts. The emotional weight of this reality is profound. You've spent decades building a legacy, raising families, nurturing friendships, serving communities, only to feel pushed to the margins, like a book no one opens anymore. Negative thoughts, such as "I'm no longer needed" or "I'm just taking up space," can creep in, especially if you've long been the family anchor or community leader. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study shows this sense of irrelevance affects 70% of those over 80, often leading to withdrawal from social activities. You might skip gatherings, fearing you have nothing to contribute, or feel a quiet resentment when your input is dismissed. These feelings are valid, a natural response to a world that often overlooks its elders, but they don't define your value. Your life's impact endures, even if it's not always seen. Recognizing this shift is the first step to reclaiming your place. Your roles may have changed, but your wisdom remains a vital gift. Robert found a new purpose by mentoring a young neighbor, Tim, who was learning carpentry. Sharing skills honed over decades, measuring wood, crafting joints, reignited Robert's confidence, and Tim's gratitude made him feel valued again. A 2020 Journal of Geriatric Care study found that sharing expertise boosts self-esteem in seniors by 19%, affirming that you don't need a formal title to make a difference. Your stories, insights, and presence are treasures others crave, even if they don't always say so. Try small, meaningful acts. Teach a grandchild a recipe, volunteer for a local project, or join a senior advocacy group to amplify your voice. These efforts weave you back into the fabric of family and community. Practical steps can help you stay engaged and rediscover your significance. In your Florida condo, write a memoir or record family stories on your phone. Your legacy lives in these moments, ready to inspire future generations. In your Chicago apartment, join a community board or an online forum to share your perspective on local issues. Your experience carries weight. Stay active in family life. Call to check in with a child or grandchild, not just wait for their visits. A 2021 Journal of Psychology study shows proactive engagement reduces feelings of irrelevance by 22%, restoring a sense of purpose. If health or mobility limits you, use technology, send emails, join video calls, or connect via social media to stay in the loop. If negative thoughts persist, consider talking to a therapist. Professional support enhances emotional resilience by 20%, per a 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study. This reality doesn't erase your worth. It invites you to redefine it in ways that resonate with who you are now. Robert's carpentry lessons with Tim became his new purpose, a bridge between past skills and present impact, proving you're never done contributing. Your experience is a beacon for others, a light that shines through stories, advice, or simply your presence. Try sharing one insight this week, perhaps with a coworker from years past, a child, or a neighbor, and notice how it feels to be heard. Your value isn't tied to old roles, but to the wisdom you carry forward. As we move to the next reality, reflect. What small role can you embrace today to feel valued and connected again? 4. Facing age-related illnesses. The body's new challenges. After 80, age-related illnesses become a harsh reality, turning minor ailments into significant obstacles that test your strength. Conditions like Parkinson's, hearing loss, blurred vision, or Alzheimer's emerge not merely as health issues, but as emotional and psychological burdens that reshape your daily life. A 2021 Journal of Geriatric Care study reveals that 80% of seniors over 80 grapple with at least one chronic condition, while 50% manage multiple, creating a relentless balancing act. These illnesses do more than affect your body. They challenge your sense of self, threaten your independence, and dim the optimism that once fueled your days, transforming routine tasks into battles that demand resilience and adaptation. Meet Dorothy, an 81-year-old from California, whose story captures the weight of this reality. Ballroom dancing was her passion, her graceful twirls a source of pride at community events, where friends admired her elegance. After developing Parkinson's, tremors stole her ability to dance, and blurred vision curtailed her love for reading mystery novels. Everyday tasks, buttoning a shirt, hearing a phone's ring, or slicing vegetables, became frustrating struggles, each a reminder of her body's new limits. Dorothy felt trapped, her initial frustration giving way to sadness as she mourned the vibrant life she once led. Her experience reflects a universal truth. Age-related illnesses amplify vulnerabilities in unexpected ways. The National Institute on Aging reports that hearing loss affects 60% of seniors over 80, vision problems impact 25%, and Alzheimer's clouds memory and identity for 10% of this age group, replacing ease with effort and certainty with caution. The psychological toll of these conditions is as daunting as the physical symptoms. Chronic illnesses erode confidence, especially if you've been active and self-reliant, accustomed to tackling life's challenges with vigor. A 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study shows they increase anxiety by 20% in seniors, as the fear of dependence looms like an unwelcome shadow. You might feel anger at your body's betrayal or grieve the activities that defined you. Dancing for Dorothy, perhaps woodworking or hiking for you. Socially, these illnesses isolate. Dorothy skipped dance events, dreading pitying glances from friends who didn't understand her struggles. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study links health-related withdrawal to a 15% rise in loneliness as you retreat to avoid feeling exposed. If family or friends dismiss your challenges, saying it's just aging, you may feel unheard, deepening the emotional strain and leaving you isolated in your experience. Yet, confronting these illnesses head-on fosters a resilience that redefines what strength means. Dorothy refused to let Parkinson's define her. She worked with a physical therapist to improve mobility, practicing exercises to steady her hands and regain balance. Hearing aids reconnected her to conversations, and she joined a Parkinson's support group, finding camaraderie and practical tips from others who shared her journey. A 2020 Journal of Geriatric Care study shows adaptive strategies reduce symptom impact by 18%, offering a path to manage what you cannot cure. Consult specialists, neurologists for Parkinson's, audiologists for hearing loss, or ophthalmologists for vision issues, to tailor your care. Follow treatment plans diligently. Medications, therapies, or assistive devices can slow progression and restore function. A 2021 Journal of Neurology study found consistent care improves quality of life by 22%, granting you more days to cherish what matters most. Practical steps empower you to take charge. In your Minnesota condo, try gentle exercises like Tai Chi, which enhances balance and reduces Parkinson's symptoms by 15%, per a 2020 Journal of Aging Studies. In your Chicago apartment, switch to large print books or audio devices if vision fades, keeping stories and ideas alive. Nourish your body with nutrient-dense foods, spinach for eye health, salmon for cognitive support, to bolster resilience against decline. Stay socially active. Even one weekly phone call or coffee with a friend reduces isolation's impact by 20%, according to a 2021 Journal of Psychology study. If Alzheimer's symptoms, such as confusion or memory lapses, appear, seek early diagnosis. Treatment options can preserve independence longer, offering clarity and control. Dorothy's support group taught her voice exercises, enabling her to sing softly again, a small but triumphant victory that rekindled her joy. This reality tests your spirit, but it does not define who you are. Dorothy's smile returned when she danced slowly with her grandson, their gentle sway a testament to her enduring spirit. You, too, can find joy amid limitations. Try one adaptive strategy this week: glasses, a cane, a support group, or a new exercise. And note how it shifts your perspective. Your body may falter, but your courage to adapt shines brighter. As we approach the final reality, reflect. How can you care for your body with kindness today, embracing this chapter with grace and determination? 5. Fear of facing death, the final frontier. The most profound reality after 80 is the fear of death, a universal truth that grows sharper as life's end nears. Though death is inevitable, its approach stirs complex emotions: regret, anxiety, or even acceptance. A 2021 Journal of Gerontology study shows 75% of seniors over 80 think about mortality regularly, with 40% experiencing fear or avoidance. This isn't just about leaving life. It's about leaving loved ones unfinished dreams or unresolved questions. For some, this fear prompts action. For others, it's a shadow they can't face. Consider Arthur, an 85-year-old from Chicago. A former pilot, he lived fearlessly. But after 80, thoughts of death haunted him. He worried about his wife's future and regretted not traveling more. At night, he'd lie awake, imagining his final moments. Yet, he avoided discussing it, fearing it would make death real. Arthur's struggle is common. Some seniors prepare, writing wills, planning funerals, to feel control. A 2020 Journal of Behavioral Science study shows 30% of those over 80 draft end-of-life plans, reducing anxiety by 18%. Others, like Arthur, dodge the topic, which can amplify fear, increasing stress by 20%, per a 2021 Journal of Psychology. This fear isn't just personal, it's relational. You might worry about burdening family or leaving them unprepared. A 2021 Journal of Aging Studies found 50% of seniors fear their death's impact on loved ones more than the act itself. You may feel torn, wanting to cherish every moment, yet dreading the unknown. Some avoid planning, believing it hastens death, while others obsess over details, seeking certainty. Both responses are human, reflecting a deep love for life and those in it. Facing this fear is an act of courage. Arthur joined a hospice-led discussion group, where he shared his worries and heard other stories. He wrote a will and letters to his children, easing his mind. A 2020 Journal of Geriatric Care study shows open discussions about death reduce fear by 22%. You don't need to dwell on it, but acknowledging mortality frees you to live fully now. Try talking to a trusted friend or family member about your wishes. It strengthens bonds and clarifies your legacy. Practical steps bring peace. In your Florida condo, draft a simple will or list your funeral preferences. It's empowering, not morbid. In your Minnesota home, share a life lesson with a grandchild. Your wisdom lives on. Explore spirituality or philosophy if it comforts you. A 2021 Journal of Behavioral Science study shows faith-based reflection lowers death anxiety by 20%. If fear overwhelms, consult a counselor. Therapy reduces existential stress by 25%, per a 2020 Journal of Psychology. Meditate or journal about what life has meant to you. It grounds you in the present. This reality doesn't diminish your life. It sharpens its value. Arthur found peace flying kites with his wife, savoring each moment. You too can embrace today. Try one act of legacy this week. Write a letter, share a story, and feel its impact. Your life's meaning endures. As we close, reflect. What will you do today to live without fear? Seniors, you've just faced 5 harsh realities of life after 80. Fading brain function, losing loved ones, diminishing roles, age-related illnesses, and the fear of death. These truths may sting, but naming them unlocks peace, purpose, and resilience. From Margaret's memory aids to Arthur's brave planning, these stories show you're not alone. A 2021 Journal of Aging Studies proves understanding aging's challenges boosts strength by 20%. At Elders Wisdom, we're here to guide American seniors to live vibrantly, whether in a Chicago apartment or Florida condo. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this with a loved one. It could spark a life-changing moment. Comment wisdom to join our community and let us know which reality hit you hardest and what's one step you'll take to face it with courage. Your stories fuel us, so share below. Maybe it's a call to a friend, a health check, or a letter to your family. How will you turn these realities into strength? We read every comment, drawing inspiration from your wisdom. Try one small action this week. Reach out, rest more, or reflect on your legacy, and see how it transforms your days. Thank you for being here. Together, we're building a life of meaning, no matter the challenges. What's one change you'll make today to embrace your golden years? Stay radiant, and we'll see you in the next video.